We just picked up this battery charger from Harbor Freight. It's a pretty big battery charger, so let's go ahead and take it out of the box and try it out. All right, the unboxing process is always fun. All right, and this thing is heavy. Looks like we got some wheels in here. Starting to see it in here. It'll be a little, it's definitely heavy. I'm just gonna probably lay this down and then pull it out. There we go. Here's a handle in here. We'll put that on. We have some hardware, and I think that's it. So everything's out of the box. Now we'll go ahead and take out these wheels. It's actually, wow, they're really nice. They've actually got a lot of weight to them. It's like they're actually more like a grippy plastic. It's not just like the hard plastic like on a lawnmower. These are more like rubber. They have a lot of weight to them. It's actually nice. It's pretty nice. And we have a little bracket here. We'll have to figure out where that goes. And then we have our handle. Go ahead and take this wrapping off and get to bolting some of this stuff on. So this axle goes right here. These little brackets are what hold it on. So I'm gonna go ahead and start screwing these in place. Now we'll go ahead and put this last screw in. Now with those nice and tight, it comes with these little washers. You put these on either side, and then you put the wheels on. You put the flat side this way, and then on this end, you take this little cap, and that pushes over just like that, and then the wheel can spin, except you want to push the cap on more than that. I didn't push it on far enough, but you get the idea. I'm just gonna take the nylon hammer and tap these on. There we go, I can feel it going on. I wasn't able to get it on by hand. And now we'll go ahead and do the other side. To attach the top handle, we need to take off the top, or the one right below the top. Take out this bolt here. And then we'll put this back in once we put the handle on, and then do the same thing to the other side. Now we'll take the handle and put it in place. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on. Take this and start putting these bolts in. They don't have enough screws for all 6, so you can't put 3 on this side and 3 on the other, so I'm just gonna put 1 on top, 1 on the bottom, and then do the same thing to the other side. This thing is a lot bigger than our old one, and even the transformer in there is much bigger. Definitely costs more, but it's much bigger of a thing. If you look inside of here, you can just see how big the transformer is. Now we're gonna put the foot on. It's just pretty simple, held on by 4 screws. All right, so now the foot is on and it's fully assembled. Now we're ready to give this a try, so let's go ahead and pull the plastic off here. We've had this battery charger for about 2 or 3 years, and we've charged probably hundreds of batteries with it. It's done a great job, but recently a capacitor blew and it's not working anymore. It's just staying at 10% and it's not going up. So we figured we'd give a bigger battery charger a try, see if this will last longer, and maybe even charge batteries faster. You can just see how thick these cables are. Compared to our old one, the cables here would actually break off at the end, and we had to solder those probably about 5 times to get them back on. We've got a 110 volt, just normal plug here. We'll plug in the machine, and then I'll take the 2 ends. I have to wheel it a little closer, and we'll hook them up. This battery charger does have a switch on it, an on-off switch, but it's always a good idea to put the positive on first and then the negative. We don't want to short anything out. Once these are connected, we can go ahead and switch on the power button. We have some lights on here. It's a little hard to see in the sunlight, but here I want it to be on 12 volt 2A, and if you go up to like 40A boost, that's probably for something else. That's engine start. We want it on 12 volt 2A. Everything's right here, and I think we can go ahead and click the start/stop button, and it'll start to charge, I think. So right now this says reconditioning. Not exactly sure what that means. I don't know if it's charging the battery or not. Maybe it's kind of fixing the battery in some way. Not sure. What's really nice is where it says cables reversed. If you have your negative on your positive and positive on the negative, if you have your cables reversed up with the battery, it'll tell you. That's pretty useful. In the manual it says if the reconditioning light is on, that is when the battery is deeply discharged, which is true. This battery, we know, is definitely deeply discharged. So I brought this in last night, and we hooked it up to the original battery from that car. The battery that was in there was a newer battery that we had just to see if that would work. It was staying at the reconditioning stage, and it was falling dark. We didn't want to leave this thing outside, and it did rain last night. So we got it inside, we have it hooked up to this battery. It's been sitting here overnight, and you can see it clearly says bad. So the original battery that was in the car is bad. This battery is probably about 5 years old, and this one's probably about 3 years old. So we'll take these and hook them up to the newer battery. Make sure that the cables are on their correct terminals. And now I will just stop. We want it there. I'll just start again. It'll start on the reconditioning stage, and we'll just let it sit here and see what happens next. I just checked the manual, and this does not give a battery percent, which is a little different from our old one, but I think we'll get used to it. I think I'm gonna change it from the 12 volt 2 amp to the 12 volt 40 amp for a fast charge. And as soon as I turn it on to the 40 amp, you can definitely hear all the fans turn on. In about 20 minutes, or maybe even 10, it just topped off the battery. It was in here, it worked great, and it's just a little bit to get used to. It's a little different from our old one, but I'm already getting the hang of it, and it's actually pretty simple. So I hope you guys found this video useful. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.